Welcome again to Scalable's Challenge Labs for AZ900. This time we want to use availability sets to enable high availability. So let's take a look at how that works. So the way that we start off with this is that we go over to availability sets right here. And then we can create one. And now, what is an availability set? It's basically a configuration telling Azure how we want a set of infrastructure to be handled. Okay. So let's do that. Let's create our availability set in a resource group. We're going to call it AV set followed by the project number. East-US is okay, and we want to have 3 fault domains. Now that's the maximum for East-US. If we would pick another region here, like let's say Norway East, that might change. Well, not for this one. Qatar Central? No. Well, anyway, this might be dependent on the actual region that we're using here. But for us, it was East US, so 3 is okay. And then we can also choose the amount of update domains. In our case, we're happy with 5. And we actually do want to use managed disks in this context. Now that means that basically we're able to move the virtual machine across availability zones. All right, let's create this. So let's create it fairly fast. Then we need a VNet. So we're creating a VNet into the same resource group. We're going to call it AV set VNet, and in East US, of course. And otherwise, we're happy with the defaults. All right, that's done as well. So next up, we can start to create some VMs. And basically, what we're going to do here is go over to VMs and click on Create. We're going to put it in the same resource group. I'm going to call it VM front end 1. East US is okay. And now for availability options, we want to use an availability set. And what availability set? Well, the one that we just created, right? For security, we're just happy with standard. And we want to have the 2019 data center image. I want to have a B2S. There we go. Then we need to set up the username here. So that's going to be Azure admin, and then a nice password. We're going to keep RDP open in this case. And then over in disks, we're just going to change the SSD to a HD option, just to save a little bit on costs. On networking, we want to make sure that we're going to go into our network, right? The new VNet that we just created. That's cool. So then we can just create this virtual machine. All right, that seems to be done. So let's go ahead and create another one. So you can see our current virtual machine there. This is largely the same, just the name is going to be virtual machine frontend 2. And again, availability set and the same availability set. Everything else is going to be the same. Even the username and password. And the idea now is because we chose the same availability set, then now Azure should kind of understand that, wait a minute, that these two virtual machines are going to be in the same availability set. And then we had some restrictions there, right? We had 3 fault domains and 5 update domains. So now when this second virtual machine gets created, it should be in a different fault domain as well as a different update domain. All right, so that's down as well. So if we now go to virtual machines, we have 2 separate virtual machines currently running. And if we take a look at them, you can see here the fault domain for this one is 0. And then if we go to the availability set, you should be able to see that the different machines are in different fault domains and also in different update domains. Okay, now if we would have 2 of these kinds of front-end machines that are going to be highly available because they are under different fault domains and update domains, we probably need a load balancer in front of them to allow a single entry point for our customers. So let's look for a load balancer here. And let's create one. Let's put it in the same resource group. And let's call it the load balancer for front end. And let it be in East US. We're happy with a standard SKU here. We want it to be a public load balancer. However, the regional option is fine for us. Once we go to the front-end IP configuration, we want the public IP address to have a name of LB-IP, and we just need to create a new one. That's going to be LB-IP as well, right? Oops. Yeah, everything looks good. All right, that's done. Then let's go onwards to the backend pool. And let's call it the LB backend. And it's going to be in our virtual network. And then we're going to add our 2 instances as, or actually their NIC cards as their intended destination of traffic. All right, so let's save this. Then let's create this load balancer. And then we come back to add health probes and other stuff. Now going to the load balancer, under settings, we can create a health probe. And then add one. And we just want to call it LB probe. We're happy with TCP and AD for our purposes. And then finally, we need a load balancing rule. So let's call that load balancing rule. And the front end should be the IP that we created. The back end should be the back end. TCP port 80 on the front end and 80 on the back end. And our health probe is not there yet. Yeah, now it is. So again, front end is the IP, back end is the back end. Front end port is 80, back end port is 80. Health probe is that. Everything else we can go with defaults. So now our load balancer is complete. So I hope you enjoyed this. This was just a quick demo showing you how to do a highly available front end, basically. We just created virtual machines, so we didn't install a web server on them, so we can't demo it. But at least we went through all of the steps for doing this. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Till then.